Hello, okay. Let's talk about booze. Let's talk about some alcohol here. Alcohol, the sobering truth. Now, full disclosure, I drink alcohol, and I don't necessarily think that you should quit drinking alcohol. My intention here is to not try to convince you to not drink alcohol. My intention is to create awareness around it, give you the tools and the skill set necessary so that you can make very, very informed decisions when you do decide to consume alcohol. Because what I've noticed is that often we tend to not count that as calories. We don't count that in our day. So the name of the game that we're playing is calories, right? And I can't tell you how many times I've had clients have a couple of drinks every night, but not add it to MyFitnessPal or not count it as part of their meals or their overall calories for the day, when I'm here to tell you, alcohol is very, very calorie dense. We're not talking about the hangover side of it right now. We're just talking about purely the caloric effect, okay? By the way, it is scientifically proven that alcohol leads to late night taco stand burritos. So there is an element of impaired decision making once consuming alcohol. So, keep that in mind, that usually it's a gateway to tacos, right? So just understand that, if we have a drink or two in isolation, it's not the end of the world as long as we're counting it towards our daily aggregate. But if you know yourself, if you know your propensity to eat tacos or pizza or burgers or whatever, then do yourself a favor and don't set yourself up for failure by drinking alcohol and then that leading to cheating on your meal plan as well. So just give you some rough numbers on what alcohol does, and as far as calories go, you're looking at about, for example, like a glass of wine, 32 grams of carbohydrate in a 5-ounce glass of wine. Okay, 32 grams of carbohydrate. So if you are on a overall caloric diet that requires you to eat 150 grams of carbohydrates, that's essentially 5 glasses of wine. So the people out there, the folks who don't think that it matters, are also the ones that are kind of in the perpetual cycle of insanity, where they don't want to admit that the thing they're doing is the reason why they're not where they want to go. So I'm eating healthy, or my favorite, I'm really, really good Monday through Friday, then I just want to let loose and live a little. Cool, but that's actually not 80-20 principle, right? That's actually more like a 60-40 principle. If you truly want to do that, by all means, go right ahead. In fact, you can eat anything you want, just not everything you want. So if you want to have a few glasses of wine, cool. Just remove that aggregate calorie from your overall daily total. So if your total in that example is 150 grams of carbohydrates a day, which you might be lower, you might be higher, as an example, and we know that a 5-ounce standard pour being the operative word, not a whoops, measure that out. You can weigh it. You can just put your glass of wine on a food scale, and you can weigh it, and beyond a reasonable doubt, you can measure 5 ounces pretty accurately. And also you can assume at a restaurant that if you ordered a glass of wine, they're going to measure it, because it's in their best interest to keep the pours exact so they can increase profit margin. But anyways, if you want to have 3 glasses of wine, then just know that that's 75 grams of carbohydrates. So if the goal is to only eat 150 for the day and you just consume 75 through wine, well, then you better, 90 grams of carbohydrates, then you better deduct that from your overall daily total, so at the very least you're not going over your calories. Okay, does that make sense? I think so. So keep that in mind. The next time you drink, a quick Google search will reveal what beer, a light beer, a full beer, a whiskey, whatever, has. Bourbon is very sugary, whiskey in general, wine is very sugary. We all know beer is very calorically dense. I don't really know the best one, maybe tequila or vodka, but there is no 0-calorie spirit or alcohol. So please do your due diligence before you consume alcohol. Be responsible, be an adult. drink responsibly kind of means, yeah, don't drink and drive, but also don't just get hammered and not count it towards your overall calories for the day, because it's just gonna come back to bite you in the ass. So keep track, measure everything that you do. I recommend doing it beforehand, because psychologically that puts a limit and like a barrier on it. So if I say, I'm giving myself 3 glasses of wine and that is it, and I'm gonna plug it into my FitnessPal, it would deduct it from my overall calories for the day, and I'm sticking to it, you're way more likely to actually stick to it if you give yourself a plan, right? Now, if you just wing it, then 3 might turn into 5, then you've lost track, you have no idea, then you're at a taco stand. So control it, build your day in advance, including in whatever alcohol you're gonna drink, and then try to do your best. Hold yourself accountable to stick to it. And of course, guys, it goes without saying, if you are drinking booze on a regular basis, you gotta drink a lot of water, and you gotta take some electrolytes and some vitamins to make sure that you're not losing all your minerals from the diuretic that alcohol is. All right, guys, take care. Talk to you next time.